I recently attended my IELTS exam and I got an overall 6. My score in speaking is 5.5, reading 5.5, listening 6 and writing 6. After that, some of my friends suggested PTE, but the whole PTE exam system is pretty confusing for me. Now I don't understand what should I do. You should watch this video because I will answer your question. Let's go! Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, nice to meet you. My name is Emilio, I am an English teacher. I help students with IELTS preparation, with PTE preparation. I've been teaching in Australia for close to 8 years, and I am also a NATI translator. Entonces, si necesitas una traducción certificada NATI para visas, temas migratorios, aplicar a la residencia, aplicar a estudiar en una universidad, para lo que sea, tienes que enviar un documento de Australia para tu país, para lo que sea, escríbeme con el link que está en la descripción, escríbeme por WhatsApp, escríbeme a mi correo y te ayudo con todas tus traducciones certificadas para Australia. This time we have an IELTS test taker, someone who took IELTS, got 5.5 in speaking and reading, and then a 6 in listening and writing. This person needs an overall of 6, so we are almost there, but not quite. Overall 6.0 or more, right? Or more. And then now we have this debate. Should we take IELTS again or should we take PTE? The problem and why this person is worried and thinking is because your friends told you to take PTE. Let me guess. Don't tell me. Let me guess. Your friends told you PTE is easier. PTE is easier. You should take it. It's going to save time. It's going to save money. You will become rich. You're going to get your PR. You're going to pass the test and get 90. And you don't need to have good English. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound too good to be true? Well, I'll tell you what. It is. But anyways, look, that's for another video, okay? I'm going to now answer your question and tell you what you should do. The good news is that you already passed the 2 difficult bands. A lot of people struggle in IELTS listening because people lose concentration or they don't know what to expect in the listening test. And you passed that, so that's good. Then we have writing. This is the most difficult band in IELTS for the majority of people. And you passed it, which is good. Then we have speaking and reading, and you got a 5.5. Is that the end of the world? Well, no. But there are a few things that you have to do so that you can pass your test. And of course, if you want test preparation, get in touch, same thing, just click the link in the description down below, contact me via WhatsApp, via email, via Instagram, just simply get in touch. And by the way, before we answer this video, or before we talk about this, if you do have a question about life in Australia, test preparation, leave it in the comments down below because this video came from you. Well, maybe not you, but it came from someone watching this video that had a question about the exams and it's having trouble. So now let's continue and let's answer this question. The first thing we have to do is obviously to practice our speaking. You may not be in a position where you can get someone to interview you for your IELTS preparation. I understand. But don't worry, that's why in the video description I've also put a video where I interview 2 former students who passed IELTS and PTE, and then you can get a feel of what to expect in the interview. It is not perfect, but they do a really good job, so that video is in the description for you. Then we have the reading section. Obviously, to improve in reading, you have to, come on, you know, you have to, exactly, you have to read. Now, with reading, there are a few things you can do. I think that one good place to practice could be with general type of reading. Maybe you only practice with test-like materials. Maybe you practice only with like relaxing materials. But I have another video where I recommend not 1, not 2, I recommend 7 books. That is also in the video description down below. But the reality is that we need to practice and you need to prepare. Obviously, you want a 6, so it is important to practice a bit of everything. I think that a good midpoint, which could be obviously, look, I will tell you, me being a teacher, you can study with me. You can go in the video description. You can message me on WhatsApp. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me via, well, you can send me an email, basically. Another thing that you can do is you can study with me on my fully online IELTS course. 10 hours of study, and I basically guide you Imagine this video, but on steroids, where I tell you what to do, what not to do, and we look at everything in the test. So obviously, I would say if you want to study with me and you basically want that bit of extra practice, I would say, look, my IELTS course is called IELTS 7 Plus, because I show you everything. I give you the roadmap for everything you need to get a 7. Lots of students who need their 6.5 for their postgraduate in Australia and for other reasons, they have taken the course. And again, it's 10 hours of studying with me. Incredible. I will leave it in the description down below. It's in my Patreon page. And well, look, now that's basically the biggest thing that I would recommend. Just join my course, study with me, and look, I'm sure that that will be the final push. But before we keep going, I have to also tell you about your friend. I could make a whole new video about this, but I want to tell you briefly to all of you watching, because I know that I will see some of you in my course, and that's fair enough, but I'm not going to see all of you. And PTE is not easy. It's not easier. In fact, I think that for this score, for an overall of 6, for a 50, 55 on PTE, I think it's much better to do IELTS. I talked about that before, but the thing is that, look, with PTE, you have a lot of things that you need to think about. The first one is the structure. So you need to invest a lot of time into getting comfortable with the test. The speaking test is completely different. So here I'm going to say tough speaking. If you are getting this one in an interview with someone that maybe makes you feel a bit nervous, you are going to have a heart attack when you go into a PTE room and you are talking to a microphone, you get zero feedback, you are making mistakes and you don't know, and then you have people around you screaming out loud. It's just going to be chaos. So tough with the speaking part, and also you had trouble with reading. If this was difficult, wait until you do the IELTS, wait until you do PTE academic reading, where you're gonna have basically lots of academic vocab. And not only that, you don't only have academic vocabulary, you have this plus grammar. These are just a few reasons why I would not recommend you, the person who left this comment. I don't think you should do PTE just yet. You should not listen to your friend, and you should definitely not listen to the person telling you that PTE is really easy, that you just learn a few tricks and you're gonna pass the test. No, no, no. In my previous video, I have a student who did PTE 3 times. Oh my God. You don't want to do that, right? It's $1,000 US dollars or 1,500 Australian dollar. You choose, it's your money, but I don't recommend doing PTE like that. And the final thing I'll tell you is that it is going to take a bit of time. It's not going to take a lot of time. It really depends. I need to see the student so I can tell you. But what I can guarantee you is that this score can definitely go up, and the overall 6.0 or more is definitely attainable if you have the right plan, if you practice, if you have guidance, and if you get the feedback that you need. That's why I'm recommending you my course. So I'll see you in the course, link in the video description. And there is one more thing I have to tell you, that if you're watching this video going, teacher, I'm really enjoying this, but I have a question, no worries. Link in the description. Well, not link, but you know what I mean. Leave me a comment, just like this person. So if you do have a question about IELTS, PTE, life in Australia, I don't know, whatever it may be, I'm here to help you. So leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer that in a future video. And before we go, if you are still wondering, should I do IELTS or should I do PTE in Australia 2026, this video is for you. I'll see you in that one. Thank you for watching this one. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, come on, what are you doing? I'll see you in this video.